Hello.
Hello.
Becca, I have some unfortunate news. Mostly for me, but you might find it interesting.
Oh yeah?
Derek Klena,
Quitting the
young.
Savannah Bananas?
No, he's on the Savannah Bananas. Um, but like they're posting. I follow him on Instagram. I don't follow the Savannah Bananas, so I just see videos that are like related to him because he gets like a co-creator or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I'm getting a bit of the ick.
What do you mean?
Like every video he's in, he's like it feels like that like over performative, like
Too much theater kid.
too much theater, but mixed also with like sports jock guy.
Hannah's least favorite thing.
It's like I'm gonna sing this Broadway song. Look at me play baseball. I'm like, no, thank you.
It's
I don't
too high
like
school
it.
musical for you.
I don't like it at all. And it's making me upset because I like Derek Klena as the roles he's been in on Broadway. He's got a very Broadway voice. So like putting that in the baseball world for me isn't working. That needs to stay on the stage.
Hannah's gonna send him a strongly worded letter personally. Quit the Savannah Bananas. Do it
Sir,
now.
you need to go back to New York. You need to This was fun. This was cute. I'm sure you had a good time, but like it's we're done. We're done.
I did find that amusing.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna think about that every time now. Like, if he does future roles, Broadway roles, I'm gonna be like, remember that time you did that one video on Savannah Bananas? I don't like it.
He's been ruined for Hannah. One
Literally.
video, it's all over.
Oh, it hasn't been one video. It's been many a video. And at the beginning, I was like, okay, okay. And now I'm like, no, no, please stop.
Is it you're seeing just him, not the other people singing?
All the videos that I'm seeing pretty much because when they do
It's
him as a
yeah.
co-creator, it's like him singing a song.
Okay.
Like one of the most recent ones I saw was they did like a music generator, you know those where they like give you a song and then you sing it like this.
Yeah.
He had a song and then the generator generated it as oh, musical theater. Surprise, surprise. So he did a song like musical theater but like out on the baseball field and I was like this is not mixing well for me.
Stop. Get some help.
I don't like it. Anyways,
Otherwise.
this is a heavy Broadway ep, which we have not had in a really long time. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it has been a while.
It has. We've just been so many movies have come out that we've just been talking about that, which I love. But like, we'll just get right to it. We're talking about Phantom of
The
the
Phantom.
Opera. And like, so this relates to what I was just saying. When we are in the theater, like a little bit before the show started, and then also like when the show started, I was like, it has been so long since I saw a legit production of something. And like it just like felt so good. I don't they need to come up with a word to describe this feeling. Like I don't know how to describe it, but I was like this has been so long. Like we've been just like for the pod and stuff, we've just been doing movies and then we had some older episodes that we've banked that were like mostly games and stuff. We have not had like a full-on Broadway filled moment in a really long time. I needed this. I loved it so much.
And you're gonna enjoy it more when it comes out very
This
soon.
episode, yeah. Oh my gosh. I loved it so much. So me, Becca, and our sister Sophia, we went to go see the Broadway tour of Phantom of the Opera. Yep. I got myself another pin.
I
I
really did.
always
I usually don't like the pins that they have, but they had some real good pins.
I always get a pin, within reason. If they all look stupid, I won't get them. But I remember a time that they all look stupid. For Broadway specific shows, um, I'll always get a pin. You can see on my, what side is it? This side, my pin board. I got a whole section for my Broadway pins. So I already had the one that had the ticket and the phantom face. So this time I got the boat. Very cute. I really like this. And they had a chandelier one as well. That was very
That
cool.
one was very cool.
But I was like, I just can get one. Just one. I have to see it a third time to get the chandelier.
I
But I like,
almost I heavily contemplated buying the chandelier one, and I said nope. Not $12. I'm good.
yeah. I like the ones that don't say the show, but like you could still know they're the show. And
Yeah.
the chandelier said the Phantom of the Opera on it. So if it was just the chandelier, I might have been more inclined to get it. But because just a pin that says the only one that I have that just says the show is The Great Gatsby because that's the only pin they had. And I said, well, I have to. Unfortunately, I have to. I said 10 seconds ago I won't get it if the pin is dumb, but I was like, Gatsby? Unfortunately, I have to. So,
I let me design their pins. I can get you some
literally,
Gatsby pins.
all of the Gatsby merch, trash.
I believe it.
Literal trash.
Yeah. There's a lot of like symbols in that production, but I feel like because they're so I don't want to use like not like small, but like they're not grand things that you're like, oh, that's so obviously from Great Gatsby.
The pin says The Great Gatsby, and then in the corner it has like a little gold sparkle. Gold, little green light, not gold, sorry, green little sparkle light thing. If you guys are looking for a good Gatsby shirt, I can hook you up because I do have one of the, I've designed one of those, so let me know and I will get you that. Um,
But you have
yeah,
yet
anyway,
to make a Phantom of the Opera one.
I did realize the other day I was like, what the heck? I don't even have a
What
Phantom shirt.
the
I
heck?
have a I if anybody doesn't know, I have a an Etsy shop that has a lot of fandom shirts, merch on it. Um, that like is more subtle, like not in your face. It doesn't just say The Great Gatsby or The Phantom of the Opera. It says something, you got it. You get me. But I realized I didn't have a Phantom one. I was like, what the heck? What am I supposed to wear tonight? Have merch. So I gotta figure that out. But Gatsby is coming on tour, so we'll see if they have a new pin by then.
I bet it's the same, but I hope it's different.
Gatsby, Cursed Child, Beetlejuice. Those three I have seen already have pins for those. Wait, do I have a Beetlejuice?
Pin
I
for
do.
which one?
I have Beetlejuice pins, but I don't know if I got a pin at the show, actually, now
You
that I'm thinking
you
about it.
bought me a Beetlejuice pin at the
Oh
show.
no, I did. Yeah, the Lydia pin is was the show one. Anyway, those three I have seen already have pins for, but they're coming back on tour. I guess this also included Phantom, but whatever. Those three are upcoming. So I'm interested to see if they have different pins. I'm a pin collector, if you can't tell. But
While we're speaking of the merch, I guess this is not quite merch. The poster of Phantom of the Opera has been the same for since it came out, or
mhm,
very very similar. This
mhm.
mask covers both of his eyes.
I thought this same thought.
And
You don't think about
I've
it.
been thinking about this for actual years. This mask covers both of his eyes, and he's never had both of his eyes mask covered. But I was thinking of it
Yeah.
especially because the production we saw yesterday, he wears a silver mask. It's not white. Which that we you didn't sit next to us. It was just me and Sophia. She thought the mask was brown for half of the show, and I was like, "It's not. It's not. It's not brown. It's not like
No,
it
it
is
looked
very
white to me.
it was silver, like it wasn't bright white, because
Yeah.
he held like the note and stuff. Like it
Mhm.
was a different color.
Okay,
Uh,
interesting.
so I don't know if that was
So,
a choice or maybe just specifically where I was sitting, it looked incredibly silver the entire time.
it didn't look silver to me, but also I would say I don't have the best eyesight even with my glasses. Like I don't know, like I was far away. I okay. For this particular thing, I like like I was in the back, so I was on the ground floor in the orchestra, but on the in the very back on the left side. Becca and our sister Sophia were on the second
We
tier.
we were on the front of the second tier on the left side,
Okay.
which had an excellent view of the chandelier throughout the entire show, which Hannah sorely missed.
Yeah, so I was sitting underneath the first tier, which I was thinking about. I was like, this is so funny that I got almost exactly the same seat that I got when I saw it in New York. Like we were under the first tier. Or is it the mezzanine? I don't even remember. Every theater has anyway. So we were under the first tier, so like could not see the chandelier when I was up on the ceiling. And Becca was like, "Oh, wasn't that cool? It like moved." We'll talk about this later. But I was like, literally couldn't see it. I could only see it when it was being raised up and down. Um, so that was,
We
but like,
we will talk about that later.
yeah, I was like thinking about, it, I was like, oh, I'm literally sitting in the exact same spot I saw it in New York, like different theaters, but like same position. So I thought that was really funny. I was glad though that like this theater was a little bit higher ceiling because in New York it's lower and we couldn't fully see. There are parts where like the bridges come down. We could not see the first level of bridge. So we were like, they were singing. We were like, where are they? Where are they? And then it gets lower and lower, and we're like, oh, oh. So like I could see the whole stage, but
I
anyway,
thought my seats were gonna be much worse than they were because I thought we'd be way too high up. We were very high up. Like I wish we were closer, but it was still we were pretty good. It was very good. I would pay that much for that seat again. Definitely.
yeah, I it's interesting because we paid the same amount of money for our tickets.
Yeah, and which we found out this later. Because
Yeah,
Hannah bought her tickets first, which is why we didn't sit next to each other, and then we bought our tickets. And I remember there was a very long discussion about whether or not we were going to sit in the same area but far behind Hannah for an amount, or for a cheaper amount, sit in the top in the front. And we chose the top in the front, which I'm so sure was the cheaper amount, but me and Hannah paid the same amount when we looked on our tickets. And we're like, oh.
are you sure? Like it was, I paid 150. We each paid like 150 apparently, but was it 150 for both of your tickets
No, no.
or 150 each?
Each.
So you paid $300.
Yeah, because I have the email that shows both tickets and how much they were, and then on each individual tickets when they scan you in, it also says each individual ticket was that much.
Interesting. I think it's so funny because, like, I understand why, like, the front rows of tiers are also expensive because you're in the front row, you have a perfect view. It's just higher up, but like,
But
I
I,
don't know.
I, okay, lots of time we've been to other shows where like we were kind of to the front row or all this stuff. We were in the third back, so there were people in front of us. This is like the the most well behaved people sitting in front of me. I like props to them. Like this was so enjoyable because other shows people be wearing large hats. People be moving their head from side to side blocking my view. People be talking. People be on their phones. There was one guy like at the beginning when they're playing the song and the chandelier is raising and they're going back in time and all this stuff. There was this one guy who had his phone, both of his phone was completely like the highest brightness, and then he also had his flashlight on, and he was like trying to do something and it was waving it around, and it was like the biggest brightest, like
Hmm.
people were like yelling at him. But other than that, excellent, well behaved
Good.
audience.
That's good. I was sitting, I told you this, but there was a guy behind me who like was heavily breathing through his nose, like full on huge breath sighs through his nose that should have been more clear than it was. And then also was like belly laughing at every little thing. Like it feels like like somebody who felt like they needed to laugh even though they didn't know what was funny. Like he was literally laughing at every single thing. Which enjoy the show, okay? Do enjoy the show, but like at a certain
It's
point, you're
not.
like,
It's not that funny of a show.
yeah, like it was like I was like, are we? It okay. I was like, sir, please. So anyway, that was the only thing around me that I was like, not the greatest. But anyway, um, so Becca, I feel like we need a rundown of the show.
Of the story.
Yeah.
Here's the story. We're in an opera. I'm gonna skip the first bit where
Hold
they're
on.
not.
I'm gonna ask you to bring the mic an inch away from where you
We're
have it.
in the. Oh, farther
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say closer because I'm usually quieter.
No, you're like eating that mic. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Um, we're in an opera. We go back in time a little bit. Now we're in an opera, and a show is being put on. Hannibal, fancy, whatever. There's a lead singer. She's like crazy about it. All this stuff. There's some background singers. Oh no. Uh, the some shenanigans are going on in the theater. The lead singer's like, uh, oh, I've skipped a part. The guy who owned the theater quit. Now there's new guys. So there's new guys. The lead singer is like, I am not about to continue singing in the show if spooky things keep happening, so fix this, please. And they're like, no, lady, come back. And then there's this lady, and she's like, I got a friend, Christine. She can sing. Let her sing. Let her do the part. She sings. She gets the part. Wow. She sings. Skipping ahead a few bit. Now she kind of has the role, but like not really, because they still are kind of trying to get that old the first lady. I was about to call her an old lady. She's not. But then like spooky things
Do
keep
you know her name?
happening. It starts with a C.
Carlotta.
Carlotta. Yeah, her name. I'm just gonna keep calling her the first lady.
Sure, sure.
Spooky things keep happening. Christine is like, I'm so wicked good at singing. Guess why? I have a secret music teacher who's been like singing at me through the walls. It's my dad's ghost. Don't even worry about it. He's been teaching me how to sing. That's why I'm so good at it. Spooky, ooh, through the mirror. I am your magic music teacher. Come to my lair. Goes to the lair. He's the Phantom of the Opera. Oh my gosh, mask over his face. She's like, this is spooky. This is fun. Um, Leaves. She faints and like stays there, but like leaves. Now you're gonna be in the show, and he's like, hey, I wrote you some music. You're gonna be my star and stuff. I'm telling this poorly for a story I know so well. Um,
What you know?
yeah. Then skip ahead a little bit. The guys in charge of the theater are like, we don't actually want Christine, we want the first lady. But the Phantom, Spooky Ookie, does all these things, and he's like, absolutely not. You will show Christine. End of question. Hangs a guy. So spooky. Um, that's kind of the first act. Ends, right? Raoul, forgot about him. Christine's like, they used to be bros, and now he's back, and he's like, I actually love you, do you remember me? And she's like, yes, love you too. 6 months pass. Act 2. They're now engaged, but let's keep it a secret because she doesn't want the Phantom to find out, because she's like, the Phantom's kind of in love with me, and I don't want him to like kill you because he killed that other guy. So maybe keep this on the down low. And he's like, why? But because she didn't even tell him that part. Anyway, that seems like crucial information. Um, the Phantom has presented, shows up at the masquerade that they were just having, and he said, guess what, opera people? I've written you an opera. You will have Christine play the lead. You will have your current lead play the silent person. I guess that's not in the play he wrote, but same thing. And you will do this for me, or spooky things gonna happen. So, but then they're like, we don't want to do that. We're gonna have the first lady play the lead, and we're gonna have Christine play the part that has no words. And this happens, and the Phantom smashes the chandelier onto the floor. He like falls down, and yeah. So they're like, oh shoot, we really do have to do his opera, or else he's gonna do something way worse than smashing the chandelier. They perform his opera. While they're performing the opera, she gets the lead, all this stuff. They send the guy in. Why are you laughing at my what? What are you laughing?
There's just a couple things that are like out of order, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
it. Uh, so This is
The,
slightly
the
out of order.
chandelier
I
smashing is definitely before Act Two. It's like
what?
it's like the main things. Like the chandelier falls
Yes.
and Act Two.
Whatever. Same thing.
And they make a
I
point. Masquerade is like the opening number for Act Two,
yeah. New
and
chandelier.
they make a point. They're like, we have a new chandelier. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Whatever though.
I just was like,
If you were to ask me and not have me retell the whole story, I think I would remember things in order. But explaining, I just am poor at because I don't know how. I'll give you an incredibly detailed recount, or I'll give you like the most paraphrased whatever. But the in between is where I suck. Anyway,
sure.
we're doing the play featuring Christine. He plays there's this other guy in the scene who like wears a mask at one point, and oh my gosh, the Phantom has taken his place and now he's that guy, and now they're singing to each other. Oh my goodness. But the police are there because they're like, we know the Phantom's gonna be there
Okay.
because he said he would be
Get the
there.
mic out of your mouth. It's like
Is this good?
reverberating. Like
Normally I'm too quiet, but so I've been. Is this
well, it's
far
because
away
you're
enough?
talking with your hands, but you're holding the mic, so you're like moving it in more closer and closer.
I will talk with this one hand.
There you go.
The police are there because they were like, we're gonna get the Phantom. He killed that guy, but now we know where he's gonna be, so we can arrest him. Except for he wasn't in the booth they said he was gonna be, and he was on the stage. They still, I mean, he revealed himself, so they knew where he was, but same deal. Oh my gosh, he killed that other guy who was on the stage just before. He runs away, she runs away. Now everyone's on the look for the Phantom. Where's he going? Takes Christine. We're going back to my lair. And he's like, Christine, like I love you, and like this is the part where we're paraphrasing. I feel like I'm gonna be the poorest at because he's like be with me, all this stuff, like this will be great. I give you the music, all these things. Raul shows up and Phantom's like, perfect, this is excellent, lets him in. Then he's like, gotcha, has him by a noose, about to kill him, and he goes, Christine, either you pick Raul and he dies, or you pick me and he lives. Make your choice. And she's like, I don't know about that. Like, I know that you are like had lots of suffering, and I know that like your face has caused you great pain. But also, I don't like you anymore because you killed all those people and you're threatening my boyfriend. And he's like, well, I don't freaking care. Pick. Like, you're gonna pick Raul and he dies, you're gonna pick me and he lives. Like, just pick one. And so she's like, okay, fine, whatever. Kisses him. She's like, I'm sorry that you had a lot of sadness. And he's like, oh my gosh. Actually, I take everything back. Like, Raul, you're free to go. Christine, you're free to go. Forget everything. Forget all this. Like, oh my goodness. He's all remorseful and stuff. I'm gonna go hide. He hide in this part. I don't remember what happens in the movie, but like he hides under a chair, and we think he's in the chair, and then the police show up and they show him lift up the chair. Guess what's in the chair? Just a mask. And end scene.
Lovely.
This was not a great retelling.
Yeah. If we had a ranking, it
This
wouldn't
would
be at the
this
top.
would be yeah. This would be towards the bottom. It's not the worst one I've done. That's for sure.
What is the worst one you've done?
There was one that I did that was like quite a long. I just remember it being really, really long, and you had only seen maybe part of it or something, and I was trying to recount it, and you were like, this is not at all what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, I'm thinking of something else. Like, I had started
Could
describing something else.
that could have been anything.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Not
Exactly.
important. Okay. So I had seen the New York production, Becca had not. Going into this show, I was like, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that because on tour, you have to do what that theater allows you to do. And we have seen some shows at this theater. All the shows I've seen at this theater, incredible, amazing, just incredible.
But they've made
But
some choices.
they have made some choices, they have changed some things, particularly like the biggest ones that point out to me, we always talk about Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, there are plenty of scenes like where they have the whole house, which they did. They had the whole house. Obviously, you need the whole house. Um, but for some of the songs where like Lydia was on the roof, like they only had half the house. And then like I was like, but we had the whole house.
That those decisions, I feel like it makes sense for, like, for example, in Beetlejuice, the couple in the original, they fall through the floor, and in this one they get electrocuted. That one makes sense. That one makes sense to me because the this theater doesn't allow you to fall through the floor because that's where they keep the orchestra. Like that makes
Hmm.
complete sense to me. But they had other things where it's like you clearly have all the things you need and just
You
chose
had
not
a
to use
snake.
them. Yeah, there
You didn't
was a
bring the snake
snake,
out.
and just at the
In
end,
the it is it the opening song where they're
the
like
the whole being dead thing is there
there's
is
a
the
whole
snake.
there's a giant snake here and it's
Yeah.
supposed to come out on the stage for a minute. They didn't do that, so we're like, "Oh no, no snake?" But then they had a snake. So like those kind of things like for whatever reason they decided to do that. It on tour shows could change depending on the theater, on the capabilities of the theater. So, I was like, there's a lot of things in Phantom that are like incredibly cool and like just make the show like just a notch above any other show. And I'm like, if they can't do that at this theater, like it will not be as good. There's not, they did, I would say 99% of what I remember it being, and it was just still so amazing. The most notable thing, like I was like for me, my top ones were like obviously the chandelier, and then I was like, well, like they can't not have the chandelier, but like I had never seen a show at this theater that they had something rigged up to the ceiling because we've also talked about on here before, like our theater has like stars in the ceiling. So I don't know, like obviously they can rig something up, but like I've never because we were talking about also Moulin Rouge we've seen at this theater, and Moulin Rouge like on the swing she didn't come out at all on the swing. She just sat like on the swing on the stage. So I was like, oh, maybe they don't have capability to like bring anything out over the audience. So I was like, what are they gonna do to the chandelier? And then my second biggest thing was the song Phantom of the Opera, where they're on the boat and they have lights that come out of the floor and them riding the boat through the mist, through the lights. I was like, that is one of the greatest theater moments I have ever seen in my life, period. So if they can't bring that to life the same at this theater, like I will be a little disappointed. So like those two things were my biggest. I need to see how they do this. And like they delivered. They just fully delivered above and beyond what I was expecting or thinking might happen. The only difference was there was a little difference with the chandelier. Um, because in the original production, the chandelier is on the stage. It starts on the stage and they like pull the tarp off. Wait. Well, now I'm confusing myself because it's been years. It's been years since I saw this in New York. But like to my recollection, it was on the stage. But now I'm psyching myself out because here's what they
Is
did at this
isn't it
production.
on the stage and it swings forward into the audience?
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's what I remember happening. It's on the stage and they like pull the tarp off and they're like, this is the chandelier. And then when they do the song where everything goes up, it rises to the ceiling. This chandelier started on the ceiling. It was just covered. And then when they like, this is lot 666 for the chandelier, they brought the chandelier down, still covered. And then when they start the song for Phantom of the Opera, the cover that is on the chandelier like gets sucked into the chandelier.
I love that part.
That was very cool because I was thinking like, oh, do they just have a tarp chandelier and it's just gonna come up and down? But no. And then when it fell,
I
I can't.
I I think in the having never seen it but seen videos and I long ago, I think It starts on the stage, and when they reveal it, it goes straight up, and then when it crashes, it goes into the audience down. So
Well,
two motions.
I
That
do
would that
believe
would
it is.
make
Well, I'm saying when it fell, I couldn't see it starting to fall. Obviously, I just saw the end half because it was covered.
yeah.
Did it swing at all, or did it just come down?
Ours just came down.
Okay, that's what I thought. Like it definitely swings in the original production. So that was like the only difference that I could remember, but like didn't even matter because chandelier is a chandelier. That's a hard line to draw, but like the tarp getting sucked into the chandelier, I was like, Cheryl, okay, Cheryl. And then just that opening scene, both of us were like, that scene is always incredible. Even
There's
from the
there's
movie,
no people in that part, but it's just
no.
epic.
They're like, how do we get all the set pieces we need on stage, but like make it cool? Literally, nobody. I was telling Becca, like, this show, there isn't a better show, in my opinion. This is the number one show to see. Like, I'm just like, I can't even, it's like I said, I need a word for this feeling that I'm feeling. Like, it's so incredible. The set, the costumes, the story, the music, like all of it. And this opening song, like just like I was like my heart was literally beating out of my chest and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is incredible." Like I don't understand. I've said this before, but like I understand why people don't like musical theater. But like I don't know how anyone could not like this opening scene because it's just like it's cool, it's theatrical, it's like the song is incredible and like it just fills the room with such feeling and like power from that song. I don't know what else to say about it.
It is, especially we had a live orchestra, which I'm sure it just like it's that much more awesome.
Hmm.
There were some bits when originally when it is on the floor and they're bringing it up and they're starting that bit, and they take away that first bit of curtains and you can see the the ceiling kind of bit is collapsed and broken in two, and then it comes back up and joins into one piece. There were a lot of pieces like that where I thought, surely because they have all of these other very elaborate or like maybe expensive pieces that they're going to use them more than once, that I thought that bit would come back when the chandelier fell. Like I thought it would break, but it didn't. Like, that was just like a one thing, and I was like, oh my goodness! Like they just put so much effort into every part of it, and all of the
Hmm.
stuff was just so very cool. And I got lots to talk about
Well,
on
we
these
going back
set
to the
pieces.
we talked about the pricing at the beginning of the show. This is one of the more expensive shows, but it is worth it and it you see where the money is going
Oh
because
yeah,
the set alone, like there's so many moving pieces and so many just set pieces that are coming in and out and like we said there's like magic tricks and like moving pieces in every scene. Like it is it is like you see why it is expensive and you see why it was the longest running show on Broadway. So they just so rudely took it off, but that's it. Whatever.
they've
Whatever.
got lots of bits where they have like certain layers of set where you'll have one bit and then it will come up and there's another bit, or like when they're talking in the room with the table, they have that bit and people walk through the door. That door is that second layer of set, and then they'll raise it up and go into another room and it's further back so that they can hide these things and like move things around and have characters exactly where they want them to be, and
There's
it's
so many
very cool.
layers. Like every scene had layers of set.
Oh, I have a question. I was going to ask you in person, but I'm going to ask it now because I'm remembering it. In Masquerade,
Hmm.
Phantom says all these spooky things, throws a like little smoke bomb on the floor, lights up. Uh, does he show up on the stairs? Does he move?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I was watching this, I was watching the guy who was the Phantom. People ran in front of him and put something over him, and it looked like he was part of the crowd walking away. And I was too busy watching that to
Yeah.
notice that he had reappeared
Reappears on the
as someone
stairs.
else on the stage. I
Yeah.
really liked those stairs with the fake people.
Okay,
Because
let's talk about Masquerade. Like I said, the boat scene, Phantom of the Opera, and then also Masquerade were the two scenes in the OG that I was like, this is like the best thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Masquerade for me is my one of my favorite musical songs ever. I love it so much. And like seeing it live for me had the same effect that the opening song did, that I was like, this is like like felt like an out of body experience where I'm like, this is just so incredible. Everything going on. It was slightly different for this production, but still incredible, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Key differences, I would say, I was telling Becca, like the costumes were a little bit
yeah, they
different.
they went more carnival than like
Yeah,
grand like
they were
ball.
very sparkly, which I did think played off the lights. So at some points, like my eyes were like darting back and forth because like the sparkles were going different places, and I didn't know if it was like them directing me somewhere or if it was like just the sparkles
I
moving.
I think they did that to make it seem like there were more people.
Yes, also that. So the other thing was the people in the original production, they have people, like quote unquote people on the stage that are like just dummies, but they are attached to other people. So when those people move, the dummies moved with them, like puppets or whatever. And you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many people, but really it's like they're moving the puppets. And that like added another factor. Like, this is so cool. They did have dummy puppet people in this production, but they were just set on the side of the stairs and they didn't move. So it did look like a big room of people, but like they were just there. So you could tell you're like, oh, those are fake people. Unless you're our sister Sophia who thought they were just people who did not
Yeah,
move.
I thought that was very funny. That she was like,
So
I just thought that like, imagine you were in this scene and all you had to do was stand still the whole time. Like,
yeah, so
no.
that was a difference. That's kind of the only thing that jumps out to me for Masquerade specifically. Um, I just love that scene because it has the grand music. Phantom, obviously, it's like Phantom of the Opera. Opera is a key point in the sing. When the whole ensemble is singing together in like just this grand choir of like Masquerade is one of those moments where they're all together, all singing, and it's like the music is just like it's so grand and powerful and all together, and like it's a kind of like the only big dance number in the sense that like the whole court they have like ballet dances and stuff like that, but like it's kind of like the only dance number where the whole cast is dancing together, and they do it for Masquerade, and it's I love those moments like in any show where the whole like the big dance numbers or the big cast numbers. I like those more.
I thought that was really good. The set on that part, I thought they were really clever to make the staircase seem longer than it was. Because this one they only used that second or third set bit, and then they tapered off the stairs to a part you can't stand on, and then they took it to the background. Because when he comes in, he comes from the top of the stairs. He's coming actually from the side of the stairs and then coming down to the middle, which I noticed and thought that was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I love me some good set design. I do
Mm-hmm.
enjoy. I love the part we've talked about a little bit is when in the song The Phantom of the Opera, when they're going down the stairs back and forth, they had just one piece, right, and they would teeter it back and forth to go down to make it seem like they're going down a lot. In my mind, if I were to do that, I'm gonna put this right here and show you with my hands. You would go down this way, right, and then you tilt it this way, so only one side would move. That makes it. I just figured that. But what they did here was as they were going down, they would tilt this part down, and then raise it back up, and so it was kind of like while they were moving, it was moving. It just like looked a little weird to me, but that was like this is very little, like very nitpicky little things. Like
To my
overall, it was amazing.
recollection, the tiltage was a little bit more tilted on the original, but like it was the same
Yeah, but where
effect.
they just raised it while they were moving. I'm like, this seems a little odd, but very good, very good. Very. I loved, absolutely loved, how the boat they ride the boat in, right? Moves by itself. Awesome. I love that. They turn it around, draw the cage down. Now the boat is the bed. I love pieces that turn into other pieces. I just enjoy that so much. That's so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. The whole like Phantom's lair is very cool and like has things that you're like don't really notice at first, but then like it's in more scenes and you're like, oh shoot, I didn't realize that. But um eh, oh, and then also like Phantom has some like pyro um magic tricks. What are those like fake those like flashes?
Like I don't know,
There's
flares.
a name for those. Yeah, sure, flares. There's like a legit name that I just cannot think of for the life of me, but he has like I can't remember if those were in the original performance, but I'm 95% sure there was at one point when he did something and there was like full on flames on the stage. I don't remember that being in the original, but I could be wrong because
I
like I
thought it
said it
was
was
dope.
a long time ago. But my
I
favorite thing about the Phantom is how he's hidden in all of these scenes and then appears. And I'm glad that they still brought that to life in every scene that he needed to be.
I know you couldn't see the chandelier while it was still up, but when he was talking, while it was lit up, he would move the chandelier, and then almost every scene where he had the like fire going and the chandelier was up, fire would go off also on the chandelier.
Uh,
You can. It's very loud because the pyro is very loud. Just very hard to make it quieter. So I don't know if you could hear it going off twice. Uh,
mm-mm, no.
but like because he would go off on the stage and you could hear it go from his like staff and then it would go off on the
Oh,
chandelier.
okay. Um, what was I gonna say about the Phantom? Now that you've made me forget. He was
When I love
hiding.
the bits where he's talking like Amian, this exact bit
Oh,
where the chandelier is moving and they have the voice
that's
traveling. I
exactly what I was gonna say.
We were sitting right next to the very left speaker, so when
Hmm.
he was in the left, it was very loud for us
Yeah.
because we were sitting right next to it. But I really love that traveling bit, and I wonder
Yes.
is do you think they pre-record that or do you think that's live?
I was wondering the same thing. I think it's gotta be live. Like, I don't think that there's many, if any, pre-recorded bits because they have to have a way to change where the sound is coming out of the speaker anyway. That's gotta
You can
be,
do that live. People do that on like TV and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's gotta be live, I was thinking. But that's exactly what I was thinking when I was like, I just forgot that doing the whole theater and different, and even like you can hear it when it's coming from the other corner of the thing, but it's like it's very cool. And I noticed like there were some parts where he was like if he was going around in circles, and then there was one point parts where he would jump from here to there to there to there. That was done very well. And the Phantom and Raoul in the ones that we saw, they both had like a unique tone to them, which I really loved, enjoyed both of them. Becca didn't care for Raoul
I
as
I
much.
loved the Phantom. I thought he was excellent.
Mhm.
Raul, just at the beginning, just the very like not when he has like big numbers, but like just at like the first three bits that he sings, I was like, ugh, I don't like that. I'm not about this. I just am so used to. It's very different from like the recordings that I listen to, where he's more like soft spoken, I guess. But this guy was very like nasally, and I was like, I did not like that. But
Yeah, it
he
wasn't.
was in the numbers that he was actually singing, that it was like his. That was fine.
I liked it. I liked the unique tones for both of them. I thought it was good casting all around. I loved every single person. There wasn't somebody that I was like, don't truly care for this person. Like everything, I loved every casting. It was all perfect. Good, good, good. There was one thing that I was like, oh, this is a bit odd. Was the end like when we're doing the bows? There was it was sad. No music, and like usually they play. like a song while they're doing the bows. It's like the only show I've ever seen that's like dead silent during the
Because
bows.
the clapping was so loud, they don't need music.
I guess, yeah, just the clapping. Because I guess I'm so accustomed now to like the the bows songs, like because they just play another song, but like quieter or a different version or
Yeah.
like whatever. But I was like, oh, this is so interesting, and like I'm just so used to the other way now. But
I
other
feel
than
like
that,
that's the same thing with like um, after credit, like post credit scenes, where now you would kind of expect them when or like encores where they're supposed to be like this little extra thing, and now they're kind of expected. This is
yeah,
not as like serious as that. I guess you don't get that much more from a little extra song, but
yeah.
I enjoy it.
Also, after the bows, they did the what is it, Broadway Cares or whatever. I've never seen that on tour. I didn't realize they did that on tour, but I've seen it in New York. Like they're like, oh, hold on, we have a little speech together, whatever. Like I've seen that multiple times, but I've never seen it on tour. So I was like, oh, this is different. This is exciting. They were raffling off some stuff, which is not a new thing. It took me back because I'd never seen it on tour before. But anyway, everything about this show, like so another one of the shows coming on tour for our theater is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and that show is riddled, just so much magic trick, obviously, but like there are some things that I'm like, how on earth are they gonna do that for this theater? And there's maybe only like there's a actually now that I'm thinking about the show more and more, I'm thinking a couple things. I'm like, how are they gonna do that? Whether they do them exactly like New York or not, I'm not worried about it because like this show was so incredible that I was like, they're gonna pull off something incredible at that one as well. But
And I this show, like you said, was very expensive, and I had a lot of like one-off things, like I said before, with like the thing cracking and going back up, or like they have Christine's room, they have the door rigged so that it closes by itself, just like things like that they only really use once.
mhm.
I'm so curious to see like how they do things. I've never seen Cursed Child performed. I've read the
That's
book,
another thing. I
but
don't want to
like
say it because I don't want to spoil anything
yeah,
for
I
you.
I do not spoil it. Don't say
Yeah.
anything. I would love going into it completely blind.
Yeah, so but I've got a mental note. When we see that show, I'm really looking for a couple things, but anyway, I
That will
think
be quite a while.
yeah. Well, it's in
Can't wait.
September.
Not of
September,
this
October.
year. I thought it
Yeah.
was next year.
No,
Oh
this year.
shoot! This is
Yeah.
excellent news for me. I thought I was gonna have to wait like 2 years.
No, this year. Because it's the 2026 twenty
This is
twenty seven
the opening one,
season.
not the closing one.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So,
thought it was the closing one.
you don't have to wait that long.
Yes,
But I'm
sweet.
excited. Whew, I just have to get back to New York now, Becca.
I more and more you're kind of convincing me. More and more I'm like, what if we did that?
What if we did that? The problem is, though, I would just want to go for like a day because I don't want to have to get a hotel.
We
Yeah.
just gotta make friends with somebody who lives in like Jersey.
No.
Why? Just like across the bay and we ferry in.
Well, the other thing is like I don't care to sightsee in New York anymore. Like I have kind of seen what I wanted to see, so I really am just going for the shows. So I'm gonna fly in, go to two shows in one day, fly home. That's my plan as of right now. So we'll see. We'll have to do some research on that, but
Okay, doke.
all
You
right.
got any more else to say? Oh,
Phantom.
there was a bit that you saw that we didn't see with the mirror.
Oh yeah. So I knew this was gonna happen. When Christine is in her dressing room, the first time the Phantom appears, he's like, "Look through the mirror and you'll see me." And the mirror then becomes transparent, and you can see the Phantom through the mirror. And I knew that was coming, so I was like waiting. I was like, "Ooh." But Becca was like, we didn't even see the
Yeah, there
Phantom.
was like a sliver that was like of the mask. I was like, I can't see anything. I could see that we couldn't see where they were projecting the lights, but I could see that they started projecting a new light, and I was like,
Uh,
okay, something's happening.
oh, okay,
Like,
interesting. Yeah, so I don't think I've never seen at this theater a show up on one of the tiers. I've always wanted to sit down on the main level. Um, so
I
I've
thought we were
never.
on the first tier for Les Mis.
No, we were on the main floor, but in the back.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I think
Yep.
that was the last show I saw here. That's crazy. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I told you it's been a minute.
We're back. We're back though.
We're so back. This next season, don't even. Oh my gosh. I'll be at every show, honestly. So, okay, well, yeah, Phantom is my number one, and you can't convince me otherwise. I know I've got all this Moulin Rouge merch in the background here, but Phantom is the best show, Broadway show. Like, there isn't a show that tops it in my mind. Not Moulin Rouge, not Les Mis, not I can't even. There's not even one that comes close, honestly. Not Hamilton. Get that out of here. Don't even come for me for that. Anyways, Gatsby 2 is incredible, but Phantom is leagues ahead of all the other shows.
I I think this is interesting because although I think Phantom is like a better show, I did enjoy seeing Moulin Rouge at this theater more.
Oh, yeah.
But
Disagree.
yeah,
Disagree.
I
Like,
I, I will say though, I might have a bias because that was the first show of that scale that I'd ever seen, so it was
mhm.
extra like crazy.
Yeah. This Moulin Rouge is my favorite movie, but Phantom Live, you cannot beat that. Never. So I was sitting next to a very elderly man and woman, and at some of the parts, like they would like be holding on a note, and they would like be next to me, going like, "Ah." I'm like, that's gonna be me when I'm 95. I'll be going to the theater still and be like, I remember when I saw this 60 years ago. I'm like, that will be me.
Back when it was still on its extended Broadway run. I guess
Yeah.
you saw it. Did you see it before? You saw it after it closed and it came back.
No, it hasn't come back yet, Becca.
Oh, so you saw it before then? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. I was
I
trying to
saw it.
remember.
I saw it in the original Broadway run. Anyway, if I had known, well, I still went and saw it. I was gonna say the second time I was in New York, it had closed between the first and the second time I went to New York. So I just barely got there. But it wasn't announced that it was gonna close or anything. It was like the next year that they closed it. But one day she will come back. What's in the theater now?
One of us, the Social Club.
No, don't even say.
Sunset Boulevard outside.
Hold on. What theater? I don't know the names of the theaters in New York really. I know that the
Yeah.
Majestic Theater.
What's playing? Because this show was always at the same theater, right?
Yeah.
So was yeah, that is interesting. Who had tickets place?
Right
Cats.
now, no, not no. In New York. Bum, 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 bum. The new musical Beaches is playing in the Majestic Theater.
I never heard of it.
Have you seen the movie Beaches?
No.
Well, not Phantom worthy.
Noted.
An- Anyway. Okay, that's all I've got on Phantom because I'll just keep rambling on about how incredible it is, and I would sell my soul. Remember, those are back in the days. I would sell my soul to see this original cast. I don't, I wouldn't sell my soul for the original cast of Phantom because any cast of Phantom is good. It's good. Anyway, okay, I'm legit gonna stop.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Okay, bye.
Bye.